Welcome to Project 3 for 5th grade. We're going to be working on line variations. You'll see a list of some supplies you'll need for this project. You'll need paper, foil, like aluminum foil, pencils, black markers. Next week you'll need some colored pencils. So we're going to start with our foil. It does not have to be colored foil. If you just have silver aluminum foil, that's fine. You can always use Sharpies over it to color it. If you don't have foil, look for some colored paper that's not shiny, or look at magazines and see if there's maybe some shapes that are interesting in there, or just cut out some shapes of some pictures. Or it could be like a sky background on your paper. Or gift wrap would work too. Didn't even think about that. So some kind of interesting shape to go in the middle of your paper. I'm not going to be too worried about what you put there, so whatever you find is fine with me. After you've got the shapes glued on, make sure they're on there nice and flat so they're not going to get in your way when you're doing the next part. We're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw some parallel lines around the shapes. That's why the shapes need to be kind of interesting, so you can have some interesting lines. You can do 2, 3, 4 different lines around it. And we're going to be creating some variety in those lines by adding some shapes. So there's some stripes here that I'm going around the shape with. Those stripes could be dots. They could be squares or triangles. So you can be creative with whatever kinds of shapes you want to do. And, okay, so I moved over to the next shape and I added some more parallel lines around the shape, and this one I'm going to do some polka dots. So along with line variations, we're working on using pattern. I want these shapes to intersect or to overlap. So where one ends, the other one can kind of tuck in behind there, so that they're all touching. It's one work of art that's kind of blending together. So the last one here, I'm using triangle shapes. They kind of look like thorns sticking out of the shape. You can do more shapes. You could do, I wouldn't say less. Make sure that each shape has some type of a pattern in somewhere. Now the next step is going to be where your line variations will kind of take place. You're going to be adding thick and thin lines. So the stripes are going to be a thick line. Also, I have two kinds of markers. I have a thicker point and then a thinner point. So if you have those, that would be helpful. If you only have like a Crayola marker, that's okay. If you just gently press the top of the marker down, you'll have a thinner line. Turning your marker sideways will give you a thicker line. So we're going to go around all of these lines and fill in all of the spaces until we're finished outlining all of your shapes. Here is what mine looks like when I finished on week 1 of this project. So once you get to that point, you can stop, and next week we will finish it with color.